So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble. Excuse me. When it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
Five, 3, 1.
Red 57, Red 57, hot, hot.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Bill McKenzie kicks a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened-to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
And good Friday evening. It is the CityNet statewide Sportsline as we wrap up the week. We've got a lot going on. It was a huge day at the Olympics in hockey, which, of course, that's my favorite thing, Greg. I love it.
Well, I don't blame you.
I watch hockey every night.
Well, you do it constantly.
November through April.
You don't wait for the Olympics, but I'll admit I pay attention a little bit NHL stuff, but come Olympic time, I'm not gonna say I'm as tuned in as you, but I'm pretty tuned in as well. And two very entertaining matches today. U.S. won easily. Canada with just more dramatics to earn the spot for both those teams in a gold medal game. What's that, Sunday afternoon?
Sunday morning, I believe.
Sunday morning.
We'll check the time on that. Also going on in our broadcast window, West Virginia just got out of a big jam as the Mountaineer baseball team is at Liberty, game one of a series, and they've adjusted the schedule again because apparently we're going to get winter back on Sunday. So game tonight, or this afternoon, it's going on headed to the 7th, I guess.
Yep.
Because West Virginia just got out of a 2-on, 2-out jam, and Reese Bassinger out of the bullpen came in and got a strikeout to end the inning and stranded 2 runners in scoring position. So Chanson Cole was the starter, pitched into the 6th, pitched very, very well. 5 1/3, 2 hits allowed, walked 2, struck out 7, and left the game. And Bassinger got the final 2 outs there with 2 runners on in the 6th. So he, in fact, got 2 strikeouts on 7 pitches. So the Mountaineers strand 2. They're up 4-0. RBI hits in this game. The first RBI hit was Brody Kresser. Their starter, the All-Conference USA guy for Liberty, looked really, really good. Blair, for the most part, until West Virginia finally got a couple of soft hits. And then Brody Kresser, the first mistake the guy made all game was a fastball right over the plate. And Kresser hit it hard, drove in the first run. So that made it 1-0. And then RBIs added later. Brock Wills getting his first start. And he's a UNC Wilmington transfer. Hit about 350 last year. So he's got an RBI hit. And Smith with an RBI hit as well for the Mountaineers. So it's 4-0. They've moved to the 7th. Reese Bassinger there with a good job to get out of that jam.
Yeah, as you said, Blair, all that you advertised him to be when we talked about that last night for Liberty, and he was really good through 4, but West Virginia finally got to him. And Mountaineers tacked on a home run with Smith in the was it 5th, 6th? I think it was 6th. So now up 4-0. Yeah, now up 4-0. Top of 7th, as you said, they got out of a bit of a pickle there in the bottom of the 6th. So rolling along for West Virginia. Just 2 hits allowed by Chanson Cole through his time. But like I said, he pitched into the 6th, relieved at that point. So he's in line for the victory if West Virginia can hang on for what would be their 4th win of the season. And you mentioned with the weather that's coming in, certainly North Central West Virginia, all of West Virginia is going to get it sounds like, on Sunday. But even Lynchburg, Virginia, going to get some as well. So they moved up Sunday's game, and now they're sort of like last week at Georgia Southern for the Mountaineers. They're going to play 2 tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock there. So doubleheader tomorrow. So West Virginia hopes to get in their 3-game series against Liberty. But first, I got to polish off the flame here today.
Got to get the final 9 outs of this one. Sean Smith with the home run, that solo shot in the 6th to make it 4-0, and that's West Virginia's 3rd home run of the year. Gravelin had 2 against Georgia Southern, and Smith gets 1 today. So 4-0, West Virginia leading Liberty, and the Mountaineers batting in the top half of the 7th, and Cole in line for the win after pitching into the 6th, and Reese Bassinger coming in, getting 2 key outs with 2 runners in scoring position at the bottom of the 6th. So 4-0, top of the 7th. Mountaineer basketball team got out of here ahead of the weather, And it was beautiful today in Morgantown. I got to 70. I love wearing shorts in February.
Was it as much as 70? I didn't even realize
60,
that.
69, 70.
Wow.
Makes me feel like I'm in Florida when I get to wear shorts in February.
I should have spent more time outside. I spent too much time in my office, working some and watching Olympic hockey some. So I needed to spend more time outside because it sounds like we're not going to have that for the next few days.
It's going to drop tomorrow and then drop a lot on Sunday, and snow is in the forecast. So it was we had a couple of days of spring. Now we got to get through the tail end of winter, hopefully. Coming up on the show tonight, of course, the Mountaineers, we mentioned they got out of town today, headed for TCU. They'll play there tomorrow. And the voice of the TCU Horned Frogs, Brian Estridge, we'll have a conversation with him. It's pre-recorded. I already talked to him. Because his son, interestingly enough, Brian Estridge's son, is a college pitcher for the Air Force Academy. And they're playing in South Carolina. So Brian took the quick hop over to South Carolina watching his son pitch today, and then he's going to return and call the game tomorrow. Anyway, Brian Estridge will join us on the Sportsline, a conversation I had with him, and we'll lay out the personnel for this TCU team. And West Virginia, of course, stays on the road and plays at Oklahoma State on Tuesday. So we've got that. The Mountaineer women, they host the highest scoring team in the Big 12, Oklahoma State, on Saturday. And Riley Makalusky, some comments from her coming up on the Sports Line. And, of course, the text line is open, 304-TALK-304. You can join us via the text line. And, again, the hockey today, I enjoy it. I mean, I watch a lot of the Olympics, but hockey's it. That's my thing. I just love it. So, great games today.
We were talking about this a little bit before. Do you like it better with the NHL guys or without the NHL? Because it's the first time, 16 years the NHL players have been there?
A little bit torn there for a variety of reasons, because the greatest sporting event of my lifetime was the 1980 U.S. Olympic upset win over the Soviet Union in the semis, and then they went on to win the gold medal. So again, that was my youth, right? I was 12 years old when that happened. So that again, that it probably would never happen again, regardless. It's just literally once in a lifetime thing. And you had that group of kind of ragtag college kids beat basically a professional team from the Soviet Union and go on to win the gold medal. So, there is a little magic there, but you can't beat best on best. I mean, these games today were incredible. And, you watch Canada, and we were talking about this off the air too, that Canadian line that they put together and just played, it seemed like they were on the ice the entire third period with Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Macklin Celebrini, who's 19 years old, by the way. Was the first pick in the draft 2 years ago. He won't be 20 until the summer, till June. So he's 19 years old out there on the ice with McDavid and McKinnon and Makar, the greatest players in the world, and he's holding his own. I mean, he's legitimate.
Yeah, very much so.
So you watch that line with 3 overall number 1 NHL draft picks.
And you know what? I mean, the two teams that lost today, I think they were almost all NHL players too. So it's not like Finland and Slovakia are a bunch of rub-dubs.
Yeah, you're right. Finland's loaded with NHL players. The team that U.S. beat in the semis, Sweden, all NHL players, and a bunch of stars on that team. And there's a bunch of stars on this Finland team too. Now, the team that the U.S. beat today, Slovakia, not as many NHL players. There's about 7 on that team, but Slafkovsky was a number one overall pick by the Montreal Canadiens a few years ago. So they do have high-end talent, just not as much. So the U.S. wins in a rout today, 6-2, and Canada, as you mentioned, more dramatics for Canada. They win their game over Finland 3-2 after falling behind 2-0. So there was a lot of angst early. Mikko Rantanen, who's a superstar in the NHL, scores for Finland. Then Erik Haula, another NHL player, gets a shorthanded goal. It's 2-0, and it was very angsty for the Canadians.
Yeah.
But they rally back. They score to tie it midway through the third, and then Nathan McKinnon draws a penalty and then scores the go-ahead power play goal. So Canada wins it over Finland 3-2, and the U.S. and Canada will play Sunday for the gold medal.
Should be fun. I mean, like you said, talk about best on best. Everybody was thinking that these were the two that were bound to be in the gold medal match at the end, but both of them had a lot of drama to get there, especially in their quarterfinals, as each needed overtime. So it has been enjoyable. It's been an enjoyable Olympics. I like all Olympics. And I know not everybody is enthralled with the Winter Olympics, but I enjoy the heck out of it. I watch it as much as possible. So, I'm probably not nearly as productive as at my office during these times as I should be, as I have that TV on.
Is this right? The gold medal game's 8:10 Sunday morning?
They're 7 hours ahead, so
that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I'll try to confirm this, or if somebody's out there listening that can confirm it. But according to, this is the official Olympic page, I believe.
Yeah.
The Winter Olympic Games, they've got the start time for the men's gold medal hockey game for 8:10 on Sunday morning.
So they'd make it early afternoon in Milan. So I could see that, and I think the closing ceremonies are that night. So you got to get everything over with. By the way, West Virginia tacks on another run after Armani Guzman gets a walk. He eventually comes all the way around, scores on a sack bunt from Schoenfeld, who actually got on base on a fielder's choice. But West Virginia's lead now 5-0, top of 7, but West Virginia still threatening runners at second and third with 1 out.
Sean Smith, who's homered today, got 2 hits. He's at the plate. They're on the verge of busting this one open, leading 5-0, 2 on, 1 out in the 7th inning. And this has been confirmed by 3 texters now. Yes, correct. Morning hockey, 8:10 a.m. Sunday. So, I'm torn on that as well. Hopefully church attendance will not suffer on Sunday morning.
That's why they make the ability to record anymore.
That's why they have TiVo. But again, that was part of the magic of that 1980 game.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up.
It was played in the middle of the day, and nobody knew. Nobody. Nope. Well, I'm sure some did, I guess, but everyone watched it in prime time like it was live.
Yeah.
And it had been over for several hours.
I still remember extremely well a kid in Wisconsin, and they come on with the news, I don't know, 4 or 5, whatever. If you don't want to know the final, we're going to give it. And I just remember diving across the coughing table to hit the off button on the TV, because there was no remote back in that day.
Yeah.
You had to hit it manually. So
there was no internet.
Nope.
No cell phones, obviously. That was pre-ESPN.
Yeah.
There was no 24-hour cable sports channel with SportsCenter on an endless loop. Very few knew that game had taken place and was already over. And we watched it as a nation live several hours after it was over.
Yep.
Can't do that anymore.
Nope.
304 Talk 304, that's the text line. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll get the lowdown on the TCU Horned Frogs with the play-by-play voice of TCU, Brian Estridge. Since 1979, the health plan has called West Virginia home. From humble beginnings, they've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming a part of its fabric for over 4 decades. They've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses, proudly serving West Virginia for over 40 years. The health plan.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
The Mountain State Assessment of Trends in Community Health, or MATCH, is a survey sent to 88,000 West Virginian home addresses where the information you provide can support policymakers to direct resources to help your community. If selected, you will receive the survey information and invitation in the mail. You can complete the survey online, by mail, or by phone, and you will be compensated for your time. Visit wvmatchsurvey.org for more information. Helping your community is a touchdown for West Virginia.
Cyber criminals don't send flowers or Valentine's cards. They send phishing emails, ransomware, and fake login requests designed to look harmless but capable of doing serious damage. CityNet helps businesses stay protected with layered cybersecurity solutions, continuous monitoring, and expert support right here in West Virginia. This Valentine's Day, don't fall for the wrong kind of attention. Learn more at citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You know CityNet is West Virginia's leading technology company. Whether we're managing IT infrastructures, protecting the critical data and networks of our region's businesses, or providing fiber broadband, TV, and phone services, we are your go-to experts. We're also a strong partner in the communities in which we serve. CityNet, your trusted technology partner. Learn more about us, visit citynet.net.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
CityNet statewide Sportsline. We're on the Health Plan Studios. Greg, a quick baseball update. Mountaineers have increased their lead. They have blown it open.
Yeah, have blown it open. They get 4 more runs in the 7th. So what had been a 4-0 lead, now 8-0 for West Virginia as they head into the bottom of the 7th. Looks like Reese Bassinger going to stay on the mound as he came in relief in the last inning. Had a couple of big strikeouts to get West Virginia out of a jam. So Mountaineers, so what do they got? 9 outs left with an 8-run lead.
Brody Kresser, 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 RBI. Again, Sean Smith with a home run in the contest. He's 2 for 4 with 2 runs driven in. And West Virginia in solid shape here, 9 outs away from moving to 4-0 on the year, leading Liberty 8-0 heading to the bottom of the 7th. Brian Estridge, the play-by-play voice of the TCU Horned Frogs, and again, I had a chance to visit with him earlier today, and we went through the personnel and some of the issues with this TCU team. His first comment was how frustrating it is that TCU, oftentimes this year, they've been inconsistent. They play up to some opponents, but they also play down to other opponents, thus the inconsistency.
Yeah, it's been kind of down and up, if you know what I mean, Kyle. Like when you go to Kansas and score 100 points and you lose by 4 in overtime. A team that and a game that that you should have won. And there have been some of those. You go to Oklahoma State, and you play really hard, and you win on the road. But yet you go to Utah and you go to Colorado on the road, and you lose to. In games where they're super pivotal, like Central Florida the other night, UCF. You didn't play well on the road, and so TCU's kind of been in that pattern a little bit, where they'll sneak a win, on somebody where you go, oh, well, maybe they got a little something, and then they stub their toe against Utah, and so I think that is more of a testament to this league as much as anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's just face it. You look at West Virginia and TCU and Oklahoma State and Central Florida, and there's a whole other group in there too that. I mean, there is not much difference between these teams. I mean, the margin of error is so slim that you almost have to be perfect to get some of these wins. And just because the talent level is so good and the coaching is so good in this league. And so, you got to hold serve at home. That's what, you always talk about in the Big 12. You got to sneak one on the road when you can. And I think that's the objective for both these teams tonight, right? TCU wants to hold serve, and West Virginia's trying to sneak one out of Fort Worth.
The thing is about this league is everyone has great talent. Everybody has outstanding players. So you saw that with West Virginia against Utah, with Terrence Brown stepping up and Traore stepping up and having big nights. Who's the candidate for TCU? Who's that guy that if he plays well Saturday night at home, they're going to win the game?
Well, Xavier Edmonds has been probably the most consistent of late. He's kind of been a double-double machine. He was Junior College Player of the Year last year coming out. He's a guy that TCU's got to be all in on, obviously. I mean, he's kind of, to me, the real main cog in this offense. Micah Robinson has moved into the starting lineup for the last 4 or 5 games, and he's come on strong. I think he's found his rhythm. Best player on the team should be David Punch. He leads them in scoring. 7 or 8 rebounds a ball game, can be a force, but he's just, you just got to get him to that level where you're playing at 100% night in and night out. We talk about it all the time, Kyle. There's a guy that West Virginia fans are going to see on the TCU roster named Tanner Toolson. And Tanner Toolson is not the most gifted player. He's a really good player, but he's not the most gifted. But you know what he does? He does it at 190%, which I know is not a real number, but I'm saying it anyway. But he does it at 100%, night in and night out, every play, never gives up on a play, never gives up on a rebound. And if everybody played like Tanner Toolson, how good could this team be? But here's the thing. Jamie Dixon's not the only coach in America saying that. There are every team in America, their coach is behind, maybe not in public, but behind closed doors saying, if only everybody played as hard as. And I think that's what TCU's got to get to with David Punch. If David Punch plays as hard as Tanner Toolson, then TCU's got a chance.
A couple of guys you didn't mention, one of the offseason objectives was to improve shooting. So you get Brock Harding from Iowa, you get Jaden Pierre from Providence, I believe. You bring guys in who can shoot the basketball. How have they played, and has that aspect of this team improved?
It has improved, and Pierre's been the real difference there. Pierre Toolson and a kid named Latoris Lelavicius, who transferred from Oregon State, and that's the Texas pronunciation of it. I mean, Kyle, you're going to have some really good Lithuanian accent that you're going to be able to put on it, but for me, it's just Lelavicius. And he's fortunate that I don't call him the Big Russian. But anyway, you got these guys that I think are really the best shooters. And they have improved the shooting for TCU. Now, this is not a team that, they're not going to shoot 45% from 3 every night. But they can make a bucket if they have to now, at least on the perimeter. And the free throw shooting has gotten better as a group. So, yeah, I think, and Pierre, by the way, is a guy who, it's interesting that the 5 of the 4 that have been the most effective this year, and as of late especially, it has been when Jaden Pierre has been at the point. And so I'm anxious to see if we continue to see more of that, because at that point you don't have any limitation. Brock Harding is a little limited as a defender and as an offensive weapon. And so, I think Pierre kind of covers that up, if you will. And so, but the problem is getting into that lineup has been difficult due to some foul troubles. And so you got all that going for you. So we'll see how it all plays out against West Virginia.
This is still a pretty young team, and I know obviously you got used to going to the NCAA tournament under Jamie Dixon. Didn't happen last year. You kind of rebuild this year, but doesn't seem to be too much of a veteran presence here. I mean, this is still a fairly young team, isn't it?
Yeah, fair to say. I mean, you think Jaden Pierre's the only senior. Everybody else, and I think that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to have some two for guys. Remember when we used to think about guys that are going to be around for 4 years? Those don't exist anymore. But if you can get a twofer, I guess that's what we settle for now. And so I think that was kind of the objective. Is okay. Let's see if we can get some two for guys. Really start to build them in year one, and then hopefully next year, if you're able to keep everybody around, then you really got something. And Pierre's done a nice job though as that lone voice, that senior leader on this group. But you're right; I think it was purposely done that way. We all talk about getting old and staying old in basketball, but Jamie kind of took a little bit of a different approach. Some of it probably predicated by economics, as you know, but nonetheless, we'll see how it plays out.
What about the freshman? Caden Edwards came in as one of the most highly regarded recruits in the program, but hasn't played a lot. What's the situation there?
And you know what? Terrific energy guy, good shooter. I think it's just a limited number of minutes, to be honest with you. And you know the Jamie Dixon teams as well as anybody from all those years at Pitt.
Yeah.
If you don't play really good defense, and I mean really good defense, you don't play. And so I think that's some of that that Caden's got to figure out, and he will. But I think you've seen the rotation sort of tighten, especially here over the last couple of ball games. Jace Posey's a guy who used to get some run. That's really reduced. That's not happening as much, and so. I think as the season goes, that rotation gets tighter and tighter, and the minutes become harder to find.
That was my next question. We had we heard a lot about Utah coming in, and heard how bad defensively they were. Well, they just kicked West Virginia on the boards in that win on Wednesday night. You look at TCU's numbers, giving up right about 73 points per game, about +2 in the rebound department. How good is this team defensively?
Not as good as Jamie likes. You know that now. I don't know if he's ever had a team that is as good, but I mean, he talks all the time about the fact that this has to be a team that is double digits on the plus side in rebounds to be effective. That was a thing that he harped on the last two games. The one at Oklahoma State, and then the loss in the last outing on the road. It was he said, "Hey, listen, if we can't get this done defensively, if you can't go to UCF and find a way defensively to play your tail off." Then that's a bad sign, because he says defense has to travel, and you hear that all the time. And at Oklahoma State, he pointed out after the game, even though the Frogs won in overtime, they got to deal with offense. They didn't play good enough defensively. And so I think you're going to see a real call to arms for this game for TCU defensively. And I think you're going to see them try to get after it. And obviously they're going to look at that Utah tape and see what the Utes had success with. And I think you're going to see it. And we know that this is a kind of a grinded-out West Virginia team. They don't want to score 100 points. And so I think we're in for a slugfest, I'll be honest with you.
Another rock fight in the Big 12.
Exactly.
What about the atmosphere there, Brian? Looking at the numbers, almost 7,000 for Houston. The last two home games been around 5,000. How's the draw? How's the atmosphere in there these days?
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is here in DFW. There's so many things going on all the time. You're fighting to try to find your niche, and I think fans like this team. I think they like the effort that they give. But sometimes you're up against and oh, by the way, the weather's been just spectacular here for the last several weeks, and so that all comes into play. I think for West Virginia, I think we'll have a decent crowd here on a Saturday afternoon. I think it'll be, I think we'll be in that 6,500 range. Remember now, we don't have as big a place as you guys do, so I think it'll be loud. The students have been terrific all year, and that is the one thing. I mean, this is a group that that is relatable. They do go to class. They do interact on campus, so I think that helps.
TCU to win this game on Saturday, what has to go well? When TCU has played its best, what's been going right?
Yeah, they've been getting out in the break, I'll be honest with you. Defense has led to offense. And if they can do that, if they can somehow create some tempo that fits them against a really grinded-out kind of West Virginia team, as we mentioned, I think that's a good thing. If they can be plus 10 in rebounds, which is really hard to do, I know, But if they can do that, yeah, I think it's great. And to me, it's all about David Punch. I mean, if David Punch shows some fire early on, and that he wants to be there, then I like TCU's chances.
Mm-hmm. One last thing for you, Brian. You followed this league a long time. We got Arizona and Houston playing for first place on Saturday as well. How do you see that shaking out? And who, in your mind, is the best team in this league?
I think Arizona is by far and away the best team. Now, Houston defensively is good. I don't think Houston is as good as they have been, though. I still think they're probably a year away from getting back to where they were based on what I think they're doing in the portal and in recruiting. But to me, Arizona was a special team. TCU played Iowa State, and I didn't think Iowa State and played them well, beat them. I didn't think Iowa State was anywhere near Arizona. We haven't seen Texas Tech yet. We see them middle of the week next week, and so or week after, I guess it is. But I'm anxious to see what they look like. Of course, now without JT Topham, and TCU goes to Kansas and should have won the game. Scored 100 points in Allen Fieldhouse. Nobody's ever done that. Lost. And TCU found a way to do it. So, to me, when just looking and saw BYU on the road, and that was with Richie Saunders, and now with Richie out, it's obviously a different team. So, to me, it looks like Arizona is. If somebody said, "I'll give you the field or Arizona," who do you want to win the Big 12? I'm going to say Arizona.
Brian Estridge there, play-by-play voice of TCU. That conversation recorded a little bit earlier today. Well, it's nice to know that TCU players go to class and are out in the community a little bit. That I guess
yeah, I mean,
used to be a given, but
I don't know if it was ever a given. But,
times have changed.
Yeah, definitely. So, should be certainly a difficult road test for West Virginia, but Mountaineers have been better on the road than they have been at home in the last month.
Lost 3 in a row at home, won their last 2 road games, even after falling behind. So good information, as always, there from Brian. Kind of sets the table for us for West Virginia and TCU. Baseball game, Mountaineers got them out in the 7th, and they've got 2 runners on in the 8th. West Virginia leading Liberty 8-0, batting in the top of the 8th with runners at first and third, and nobody out. So West Virginia has broken that game open. We've got a lot of texts. We will get there when we return. We'll also talk a little WVU women's basketball with the Mountaineers hosting Oklahoma State coming up tomorrow. Running a small business is hard enough. Dealing with tech problems shouldn't be part of the job. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, whether you need full tech support or just extra help for a small IT team. From security and backups to day-to-day support, CityNet's local experts have you covered. Call today, 1-844-CityNet.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
The Mountain State Assessment of Trends in Community Health, or MATCH, is a survey sent to 88,000 West Virginian home addresses where the information you provide can support policymakers to direct resources to help your community. If selected, you will receive the survey information and invitation in the mail. You can complete the survey online, by mail, or by phone, and you will be compensated for your time. Visit wvmatchsurvey.org for more information. Helping your community is a touchdown for West Virginia.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
At the Health Plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. A WVRC media event.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
New year, new trucks. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thoron.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Back on the CityNet statewide sports line, Kyle and Greg, and a grand slam off the bat of Paul Schoenfeld. Almost hit the flame train out in right field at Liberty in West Virginia. Leads Liberty 12-0. 12-0 Mountaineers.
Top of 8. No run rule, you're telling me, in college baseball, though.
No,
so this got to go. But West Virginia's already substituting liberally because they've got a doubleheader they're going to have to take on tomorrow. So get a few guys a little bit extra rest for Steve Stabens and club as they, like I said, they got a dozen up on the Flames as they head in. Well, it's not even over in the top
of the eighth. Yeah, they got the bases loaded with nobody out. Schoenfeld hit the home run, and now there's still nobody out. So trying to restart the rally. 304 Talk 304 texter says Olympic hockey is great, especially with NHL players, but you will never have another upset like the 1980 Miracle on ice. I would agree with that. And the same texture points out, this is incredible, the U.S. hockey team will play for the gold on February 22nd, exactly 46 years to the day they beat the Russians in 1980.
Oh, really?
How about that?
That's a good line.
That is a good nugget.
Fact. Yeah.
That's a great nugget. Thanks to that texter for that information there.
Just shows how old we are when we can remember the moment 46 years ago.
Oh, I remember exactly where I was. I was in my family room. We'd built a fire, and my dad and I watched that game. And I was, like I said, I was 12 years old. I was in 6th grade. I got a call from my teacher, Mrs. Stork, who who had some connections with some. I grew up 10 miles from St. Louis across the river. She had some connections with some professional athletes, so we were obviously great friends.
Yeah, made
because
sure to
she used to give me stuff. But anyway, I got a call from her after the game, and everybody's shouting and jumping up and down. And I remember that night. I can't remember where my car keys are, but I remember that night like it was yesterday.
Right there with you.
46 years ago. 304 Talk 304. Texter says, I watched the ladies figure skating last night, and while I don't know a triple Lutz from a bag of Utz, I was beyond nervous watching it unfold up until the very end. Then I woke up my wife cheering. What a great moment for that carefree young lady in the USA. Love the show. Thank you. Yeah, there's been some great moments. The women's hockey, I mean, you can't have a more emotionally packed explosion of euphoria and joy like you had in that one. And, maybe the men will duplicate it.
Yeah.
On Sunday morning.
There's so many, and figure skating is another one of those. In the 3 years and 11 months between Olympics, I won't turn on figure skating, but during the Olympics, I'm into that. I'm into luge.
Yeah.
There are things
I love the luge.
Yeah, I never watch
I
any
love
other time.
I love the shot where they're coming around the turn and they've got that camera high.
Yeah.
And it goes by like a bullet. Like you can barely see them go by. I'd love the luge. Texter says, guys, I'm planning on going to the baseball game tomorrow, and now it's going to be a doubleheader. I know they're honoring the Sunday tickets for both games. Do you know if my Saturday ticket will be good for both games?
I did. I saw that text, and I tried to look it up on the Liberty website.
Okay.
I could find nothing.
I would think so.
Go and wait for them to kick you out.
Yeah, well, they're not going to tell you. They're not, we're watching the game today. They had a decent crowd for February, but it was by no means full. Of course, now there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's some Mountaineer fans that are having fun, but the place is cleared out. It's 12-0.
I would think that they'll be honored for both games, but I can't swear to that because I could not find that reference on the Liberty website.
I mean, I would think so. I mean, I can't imagine they wouldn't let you in and let you enjoy the games, especially if you buy stuff.
Yeah.
Buy some popcorn and soda and hot dogs, spend a little money. Texter says, I once bought a secondary market ticket to a Rangers game at Madison Square Garden, sat down by a guy I brought it from. He and his buddies had traveled there from Finland to watch a Finnish player. It was a fun experience. Texter says, I ran into the field goal kicker at BW3. He's got to be 6'7". So our best guess on that would be Jack Cassidy, right? One of the kickers on the roster.
Yeah,
they list at 6'6".
They list him at 6'6", so right in the range. He's coming. He's a transfer from Western Kentucky. He's going to be a senior. Interesting story. He's likely. I mean, he's going to battle for the place kicking job, but I think the thought is he's your kickoff specialist. Native of Ireland, and I mean, wasn't a guy who was born there and then moved here when he was 2 or something. Grew up the whole time in Ireland, but then developed into a place kicker and found a spot at Western Kentucky, and now is going to spend his senior year at West Virginia. Likely kicking off, like I said, been really good throughout his college career in terms of kickoffs.
Texter has a question. Do you feel WVU basketball has gotten a good return on the NIL and revenue sharing money spent on this basketball team? Well,
how much have they spent?
Right.
I mean, we assume that there are a lot of players getting good money, but there's no public documentation to tell us what it is.
And obviously the goal is to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And this team, up until the last 2 weeks of the season, and they can still make a run. There's no doubt about that. But it's been fun to watch these guys. I mean, they're generally all seniors. You've got the 2 freshmen that you hope return next year. But, that's a subjective question. Have you enjoyed watching them? Have you enjoyed going to see them play? I mean, they have looks like they're going to fall short of that NCAA tournament goal. But, again, it's the first year of this system, and I think it took a while for many of these guys to adjust to what the expectations were defensively.
Yeah. And I understand it's, the way of the world anymore, but with revenue sharing and NIL. But I almost hate to have that discussion because, you don't have that in the pros necessarily saying, you know what, TJ Watt is not worth $28 million. I mean, eventually you have it, but it seems the college discussion is, maybe it's because it's new, gets caught up in that when there are problems. And even when there are good things that happen, when you're Texas Tech and you spend big money and you get results, people say, well, they did it because they spent all the money. And then if things don't turn out right, that gets blamed too. But, until these things are made public, and there's a lot of fight trying to make them public, I don't think you can quantify exactly who's getting the bang for their buck.
Texter asked, when does spring practice start? We don't have a calendar yet, do we?
March
schedule?
7th.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Well, it's not out there publicly. I'll tell you, it's March 7th.
Okay, so what about the spring game?
April 18th, whatever that Saturday is, 17th, 18th.
We'll take a break and look that up. So March 7th for the start of spring ball, and then around April 18th.
Yeah, look
for
up
the
this
spring
Saturday.
game.
We'll have an opportunity to interview Rich Rodriguez. He'll have his pre-spring presser the week before the start of spring practice.
One last text here. I heard we beat the Russians in 1980 from Walter Cronkite on CBS News. See, I skipped the evening news. I don't remember. I had no idea. I had no idea what had happened, what had transpired in that game.
Oh, that was the way to watch it.
Of course, yeah, exactly. I mean, I was a 12-year-old kid, but I had no idea. I sat down, watched that game like it was live.
Yeah. You know what? If you knew the result, I think it would have taken a lot.
No question, it would have taken the moment, taken a lot out of the moment.
Yeah.
All right, final break. We'll be back with more after this on the Sportsline.
Heart problems don't always require surgery. At WVU Medicine, we offer world-class care, close to home and always within reach, through our interventional cardiology team. Using minimally invasive procedures, we help you recover faster and feel better sooner. For more information, visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
We are there for you, to care for you at the Health Plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The Health Plan. We are here for you.
Answering a text or phone call while driving. Seems pretty harmless, right? But in the 5 seconds you took your eyes off the road to respond, you missed the girl riding her bike across the street. You missed the dog who darted into the road. And you missed the stop sign. And while it was just a ticket this time, it could have been worse. In fact, more than 700 people are injured in distracted driving crashes each day. Keep yourself and others safe. Don't drive distracted. Just drive. This message was brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
The weekend's almost here, and are you looking for the perfect way to enjoy the water? Lou Wendell Marine Sales has you covered with Avalon pontoon boats. These luxurious high-performance pontoons offer smooth rides, spacious seating, and top-tier durability. Built with precision and style, Avalon pontoons deliver comfort and reliability season after season. Visit Lou Wendell Marine Sales today and experience the Avalon difference. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence. Make plans to join me at the Mountain State's premier fishing, hunting, and outdoor sports show presented by Can-Am, Saturday and Sunday, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Over 200 vendor booths and 100,000 square feet of everything outdoors, all under one roof. Great prizes, seminars, and kids fish for free in the Academy Sports Trout Pond. It's the 24th annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. Doors open both days at 9 a.m.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The conversation starts long before the game. Three Guys Before the Game. Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan proudly supports our active and healthy communities and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
Final few minutes on the sports line. Didn't get to the women's basketball audio, but that's okay. We encourage, obviously, folks to go to the game. That's, 2 o'clock tomorrow?
2 o'clock tomorrow at the Coliseum.
Mountaineer women home to Oklahoma State, team that leads the league in offense.
Yep.
So that should be a good one tomorrow afternoon at the Coliseum.
Could cement West Virginia in the top 4 in the Big 12 and thus the double bye the NCAA tournament.
Texter asking what's Crosby's status for Sunday. Your guess is as good as mine. There's another thing Greg and I were talking about before we came on the air. Hockey, there's more subterfuge in terms of injuries in hockey than any other sport. He could have had surgery for a compound fracture, and the coach would say, yeah, there's a chance he can play. So
give up any hint.
They're not going to give up any. And hockey's the one that changed it to upper and lower body. It used to be, you get a little bit of specifics, but now it's either upper body or lower body. So there's no way to know. I mean, hope he plays. Obviously, hope he plays. 304 Talk 304. And we got we're not going to have time for it here. We've got a connection to the 80 Olympics with a couple of in-state figure skaters, which I didn't know that story before.
I did not either, and I pride myself on knowing most of the athletic stuff out of the state of West Virginia, but pair of West Virginia natives who were, a pairs figure skating team that was at the 80 Olympics. I got to find out more about that story.
Track that down, maybe.
I did find them on the internet, and it's true. They're West Virginians that were pairs figure skaters, but I got to find out more about that.
Texter wants to see a new sport, football on ice. Well, that's hockey. I mean, that's basically hockey. They don't take each other down to the
sometimes.
304 Talk 304. That's the text line. We're out of time though. Greg and Travis will be back with the Sunday sports line. They'll recap the men's game against TCU. They'll recap the women's game against Oklahoma State. That's coming up Sunday. We'll be back Monday. Thanks for listening and watching the CityNet Statewide Sports Line.
From the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sports Line is an exclusive production of the Metro News Radio Network. All rights reserved.